Another week closer to the start of Broncos training camp. Today we're talking about Bradley Chubb. What to expect from Chubb in a big contract season. 0 sacks a year ago. Injury concerns throughout his 4 seasons. Are those things in the past for number 55? Welcome into the studio. I am Phil Milani alongside Sydney Jones and Aric DiLalla. This is an important year for Bradley Chubb. Sydney, what can we expect?
It is a really important year for Bradley Chubb. I hope to see him have another double-digit sack season. We haven't seen that from him since 2018, his rookie year, and I really do think this is a make-or-break season for him. Luckily he is coming off this offseason where he hasn't had to worry about rehabbing. He hasn't had to worry about recovering from injury, surgery, etc. It seems like this is really his first offseason in the league where he has been able to participate all offseason. So he'll be fresh, ready to go heading into this season, and I really think Bradley has a ton of potential, if he can stay healthy. He plays fast, he plays hard, so I'm hoping we see that from him.
Just 7 games last season for Bradley Chubb. This interception was probably the highlight of his year. 2 years ago in 2020, 7.5 sacks, and then his rookie year, 12 sacks. Aric, what do you think we can expect this season?
Yeah, well, I think Sydney's right. Double-digit sacks is kind of the benchmark for him. He's got to get there to have a successful season. There's other things that go into it, right? Pressures, quarterback hits, forced fumbles. But that 10-sack kind of baseline is where you'd like Bradley Chubb to get to. The 5th overall pick, that's what you should be able to expect from a guy of his caliber. I think it's worth noting, Phil, that he's going to have more opportunities this year because presumably the offense is going to score more points. The Broncos should be playing from ahead. Instead of having 3, 4, 5 opportunities to pin your ears back, go after the quarterback, maybe you have a lot more. If these opposing teams have to drop back and pass, they're down double digits, that's going to give Bradley Chubb the opportunity to go after these guys, really load up on those sack numbers.
The other thing that he has going for him is that the Broncos bring in Randy Gregory. They add Nick Bonito with their 2nd-round pick this year. But my question, I guess, Sydney, is do you think the Broncos can rely on Bradley Chubb to be healthy, to be that other guy?
I do think so. I feel like we've seen this offseason that Bradley is in a different mindset. He said that this, like I mentioned earlier, was kind of his first offseason that he's been able to participate all through OTAs and mandatory minicamp. So he's finally in that groove. He has that routine of what a pro should have, like he mentioned this offseason. So I think this year will be a little different for Bradley in the fact that he has his routine day in and day out. I think he will be able to maintain his health and hopefully have a year like we've been talking about.
Because when we saw him with Von Miller on the other side, his rookie year, when both guys were going, we saw the production there from Chubb. So we'll have to see this year. Aric, looming in the back of his mind, though, must be that contract situation. What are we talking about here for Chubb? Is he one of the premier guys in the league, or is he what kind of deal do you think he's thinking about?
Well, I think the contract is looming there, and we talk about a lot of pressure. It's also a big opportunity for Bradley. If he goes out there and posts 15 sacks, he could get a contract that's somewhere near the top of the market. He could be paid like one of those top guys. And listen, when he's out there, when he's healthy, like in 2018, like some of those games in 2020, he looks like a top guy. And Bradley Chubb, right now, he gets a lot of flack from fans. For whatever reason, they don't think that he's the guy that the Broncos wanted at number 5 overall. And they blame him for these injuries. It's not his fault that he got hurt. He's been trying to come back from these. And like I said, an opportunity for him to potentially become one of the higher paid guys in the league. The other options, of course, for the Broncos, if he plays well, you could use a franchise tag to keep him. And if it doesn't go so well, things don't pan out for Bradley this year, then maybe you're looking at a short prove-it deal for him either in Denver or somewhere else.
The good news is that he's healthy. There's no reason to believe that these things should linger into the season. He's ready to go. And he was a Pro Bowler in 2020. So we've seen when he's healthy, he's out on the field, he can play at the best in his position group in the NFL. So we wish Bradley the best of luck and looking forward to seeing him hit the field here in a few weeks at the start of Broncos training camp. We'll continue our countdown in a few days here, taking a look at the Broncos offense. That's what everybody wants to see. How long will it take for it to click? That's coming up next time here on Countdown to Camp. Until then, for Aric DiLalla and Sydney Jones, I'm Phil Milani.